Sony will skip E3 2020. Once again, they just announced it. I want to give my quick response and why it might seem bad, but I actually don't think that it matters that much for their overall strategy this year. A like on the video would be super appreciated, and let's go. One of the best E3 moments was totally Sony bashing that Microsoft always online stuff of the Xbox One by showing how you could share a disc on the PS4. And also, of course, coming out with a price that was $100 below the Xbox One. So it's sad that we will not have something like that, and Sony says that instead of E3, they will focus on hundreds of consumer events across the globe, so that many people actually have a chance to toy around with the system before the holiday 2020 release. So think of things like Gamescom, Tokyo Game Show, and likely way smaller consumer-focused events, where E3 is of course more a trade show, more a media event. And hundreds of consumer events sounds like a lot. I did not even know that there were that many events in the year, but maybe they are looking at smaller get-togethers as well at local game shops or malls or anything like that. Either way, it still means that we get all the PlayStation 5 info that we need to know of, just not in LA and not in the week of June 9th. So we don't have that exciting battle where Xbox first shows their cards and then one day later we get to see what PlayStation has in store. I would not be surprised if right now PlayStation will go before E3, own the message that way, especially since during E3, even without PlayStation being there will still be a ton of hands-on demos with the new console. So it would be weird if we saw the PlayStation 5 for the first time at E3, right? So they totally have to announce a lot of things before E3, while Microsoft might unveil everything at E3, because I still think that they will likely be there. Last year, Sony did not have anything to show, like not a lot of new stuff going on, and that's one of the reasons they skipped E3, because another year with a trailer for The Last of Us Part 2, Ghost of Tsushima and Death Stranding would have been okay, but also kind of a letdown and similar to the E3 before that. And they made a smart move, because looking at E3 2019 as a whole, it was pretty clear that it was an in-between year. This year is different though, they have a ton of big things to show, but I just think that they want to grab their own moment for it. Why fight with everyone for 1 week of attention when you can also have an event a few weeks before it where you own the conversation and where everyone will be talking about PlayStation 5 and the games? It just makes way more sense too. Like for me going to E3, I will already have my hands full with whatever Ubisoft is doing or Warner Bros or Square Enix will be showing off. So to have a new console and a ton of launch games on top of that makes it even more. So then I gotta pick and choose what do I want to focus on. While if they have a separate event during a quieter time, then everyone who's there can just focus on the PlayStation 5 and make way more content on that. Another big reason for Sony skipping E3 is the ESA, the company that is running the convention. According to Jason Schreier, disagreement, tension and conflict with the ESA was actually the main reason for them skipping the show last year, so that could totally be the same main reason here too. And on top of that, they also leaked many names, addresses and phone numbers of attendees by a simple mistake on their website. So they screwed up big time, and now everyone is thinking twice before giving their data to the same company. It's a pretty big thing. But yeah, at the start of this year, I totally thought that Sony would return to the show at least one more time because of the launch of the PlayStation 5. But now thinking about it, I do feel that it kind of makes sense to just do your own event. People will care anyways. I and many other people will make content about it no matter what. And sure, that big week in June will not be the same again, but you could also look at it from another angle and think, hey, now we get multiple moments throughout the year that will be filled with the same awesome gaming hype. Because we will have like a dedicated big PlayStation event, because they still gotta show everything, right? And E3 should still be great because of the many third-party developers that will likely still be attending and announcing their big next-gen games. Microsoft will again likely be there because they can now own the show again on a hardware level. Nintendo will very likely return as well, but yeah, I do think that E3 will never be the same again. It will never be like 2015 or 2016. I don't think after this news that Sony will ever return to this show. I just hope that they still do their live shows again though, and not only state of plays like we saw in 2019. Because having the orchestra, people in the audience, it does a way better job of creating the hype for the awesome projects that they have coming. So let's hope they still have that. I'm curious to hear what you think in the comments down below. Well, 2020 is already off to an interesting start. Like this video to support the channel, and of course, if Sony will announce anything more about this and maybe announce a PS5 reveal to actually counter this news in some way, I will let you know here on the channel. So totally subscribe for everything. For now, I will speak to you next time. Check out my previous PS5 video by clicking on the screen, and goodbye.